Happy Friday. We're back with another episode of the Lowlife podcast. It's your boy, Toll Booth Willie. It'll be $1.25, pal.
For you, darling, it's $1.25. Fuck
I
you!
heard that one today, you unoriginal bastard.
Dude. Toll Booth Willie's a shit. Good reference.
Bro, I grew up on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude, just listening to that fucking CD over and over again. The GOAT, dude, I still quote it like at least once a week.
Yeah, so good. Man, that's a blast from the past.
I didn't know if I was just too old, and you wouldn't get the reference. Sometimes we're like ships in the night. Some of this stuff overlapped and some stuff like missed,
Right. I've also watched like an infinitesimal fraction of the amount of movies you have, so that doesn't help.
But, yeah. I grew up with a lot of like movie lovers and shit. So, I heavily still quote like Goodfellas and shit, like as a joke, like Goodfellas and fucking all that shit. There was a core sample of movies that we like are just super quotable, but you can only quote it with the people who's like inside jokes about it,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had a few of those, especially in college. Me and my buddies like Knocked Up. We watched that fucking hundreds of times, and we used to quote that shit all the time. There's a couple other ones too, but Knocked Up comes to mind.
Dude, a recent, or I don't know how recent it was, probably like a decade ago now. I have no concept of time. Have you ever watched Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie.
Dude,
I've seen the show.
It is my kind of comedy. Like just
you
so stupid. Yeah, dude, that's like my brand of comedy. It's just like ridiculous shit.
Okay.
I highly recommend.
I didn't know that movie. About you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I don't like normal comedy movies with like a plot and stuff. But Tim and Eric, like that shit where it's just like fucking like what the fuck is going on? That's my shit.
Very awkward. Yeah, very strange comedy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. But I love that movie. I've watched it 100 times, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
all right.
I'll give it a shot.
Let's get into this episode. Me and Dan are taking a little break from the live streams, from the interviews, and all that shit. We need a little respite. We've been burning our wicks from both ends.
That's for sure. We're tired.
Yeah, dude. And we wanted to give you guys a little update about what we've been up to because Dan's got a new job. We both have probably, hands down, the coolest builds of our lives.
Yeah.
Currently together. We're building these together, which is great. I'm stoked on that. I didn't even really realize that until I was like, wait a minute. Mine's almost a panhead and yours is a panhead.
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar.
Yeah. When we went and picked yours up, I was like, how cool is this shit? Like, we're both going to be doing a cool vintage big twin this year. And unveiling it at the Idle Hands show that we conceptualized. So, yeah, pretty fucking cool, man. That's why initially the panhead, we'll get into this, but the panhead for me was just kind of like, I want to throw it together, put it out there for a minute, and then offload it and use that to, fund some other shit. But now it's like, nah, man, I'm keeping it. And it's going to be my next pride project. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really going to put a lot into it. I'm not just going to cobble it together. So
that's another weird, odd similarity is like we paid like the same amount at around the same time for the platforms that we wanted. And we were both going to flip them too.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't building mine for myself. I was like, I'm going to build like a bike to flip because we got good deals on it. So we're like, oh, we'll be rich.
Yeah, exactly. The return on investment here. And I mean, not for nothing, mine is, I may actually call mine insurance plan because like if shit hits the fan, I got to sell that thing. That's a decent chunk of change. You know what I mean? Right up front. So
yeah, dude.
There's that in the back of my mind, but I'm not building it with the intention to sell it anymore. I'm going to do it how I want it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause you fall in love with these fucking things, like they're so like, I don't know, man, like we're Harley guys and I have I have appreciation for every chopper, I really respect all choppers. Other bikes, I can give or take. I don't give a fuck about stock Hondas and shit, but like choppers, cool. But as far like as far as Harleys go, this has always been a dream of mine. It's really weird to see it. Like, dude, when me and you were hanging out and we're both rocking sporties, the idea we would joke about the idea of having panheads and
For real.
Jenny shovels.
I
Like it
think,
was so out of reach.
yeah, I think that's what pulled us both out of the flip idea, like pretty quickly. It was like you start to consider. For me, I think Alex and or Joel were like, or maybe it was Fish, were like, you're not going to be able to sell this fucking thing. Like, you're going to come down to it. You're going to finish it. You're going to love it. You're not going to be able to sell it. I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, we're building it to sell it. What's the whole point? And then eventually the idea kind of creeps in and you starts like, could I pull that off? Like, could I actually keep this? Does it make sense to keep it? Whatever. And then once you've rationalized that away, which isn't hard to do, you're like, yeah, fuck it. I'll keep it.
Yeah. It's easy as long as you don't give a fuck about money,
Yeah.
like that's the only thing that's like, oh, this is a good investment. But like, dude, we're not, we're not good with money. That's why we chose this hobby and we enjoy this hobby because we don't mind spending money that we don't have, being forever in debt.
Actually, to that point, I just got a notification today. My last Affirm loan, of which there were many, the last payment came out today from last winter doing the Evo and most of the Panhead all at once. So I'm officially, other than the loan on the Panhead itself, which there's not a ton left on that. I have to check on that, but I'm chopper debt free right now.
That's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. All the low brows, all the deadbeat customs, all that shit that I've affirmed. Dennis Kirk, fucking JP Cycle, whatever. It's all done. So, and I am so fucking glad that as much as I was kicking myself at the beginning of this year because I really didn't get much time to like jump into Boot Boy and then it turned into the fucking problem that it is. I'm really glad that I spent the money and got 90% of the parts and shit that I'm going to need for the Panhead. So now this winter really shouldn't be like a super heavy, like financial burden chopper wise. You know what I mean? I really want to do a lot of the shit myself that I'm intending to do. And I have John Luke making me some cool stuff. So, yeah, hopefully I don't have to fucking take out any more of those Affirm loans. That's what I'm hoping. Those things creep up quick.
Yeah, it's it's nice, like after the last because I went right from, the soft I built out the Softail, then I built the Sporty, and then I'm starting on this thing.
Yeah, dude.
I had a bunch of parts that I bought that I didn't like use, like either I swap meet or online or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, oh, I already have that. Like it's nice to have a stock of good parts. Like usually I just have shit parts that are like, I'm like, oh, this isn't cool. It's a takeoff part from a stock like Softail.
Yeah.
But now I have like cool chopper parts like that I don't have to buy again, Stupid shit like the brake thing we were talking about that you're not going to buy, the brake rear brake bracket.
Yeah, the rear brake
I already had one. So I was like, oh, I don't have to drop I don't even know how much they are now. Last time I bought it was like 80 fucking bucks or something stupid, or $70.
Fuck. I remember I think the first one I bought was like 60.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, last time I bought it, it's probably doubled in price,
I honest to God, I don't have money to, but I haven't been on a chopper part website in months. I've been too fucking busy, man. This shit it's fallen a little bit to the back burner for a minute. It's been busy lately, but
yeah, I want to get everybody updated on like what you've been up to, what I've been up to, and just general life shit. I have to address the controversy that's swirling around this podcast right now. Last week on our episode, I let my opinion on baggers be known, right? My opinion. I prefer choppers and I don't like baggers. I just don't like the way they look. I don't have any interest in riding one when I'm older, even if my faculties start to deteriorate further. Just not my thing, right? The bagger blowback propelled us into TikTok stardom. I think that we're officially in the category of influencer on TikTok. We went super mega viral. Dude, the amount of hate. Uh, Instagram's cool, okay? I'm going to say Instagram was mad chill. There's a couple of guys fucking made some nasty comments and then deleted them.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys reported them or not, but or maybe I burned them too bad, and they were just like, "This is fucking embarrassing." One of them I'll call out is Petey, an adult man named Petey. He came in a little rough, and I was just like, "Nice one, Petey," and he probably uninstalled the app from his phone.
Yeah.
I mean, if your name's Petey and you're an adult male, and your name's Petey, that's pretty lame. So anyways, I'm the master of the sick burns, and I was going to share a bunch of bagger hate that I was sending out, but go over it and follow us on TikTok. They're pretty fun. It's people that don't know us. So that's what I was going to say is like IG's mad chill, but TikTok, we're totally unknown. I just started really posting there again. That was like the first time in like months and months and months. And dude, it was just so fun roasting these old men defending their, like, here's the thing is like they got so angry. I didn't know that bagger guys were so sensitive. That's the only, like, I thought like they liked, yeah, I knew that they liked their bags and the convenience of it, but I didn't know they were so sensitive. Like when someone is just like, oh, I don't really like baggers. Like that's my life. And by the way, the clip was me and you disagreeing that you like baggers and I don't like baggers.
Yeah, and for the record, I've still never ridden a bagger. So I'm not a bagger guy. I don't know shit about baggers. I've never been on one. I'm inheriting one.
You didn't have bags on your fucking 2020 there?
No.
Oh shit.
I had a 2020 Softail Standard. It didn't have bags or shit.
Yeah, this show is 50% pro bagger.
I'm not pro anything. I'm pro do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just saying I'm going to have a Road King at some point, and I'm not gonna not ride it, and I'm probably gonna enjoy the fuck out of it. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not pro or anti anything as far as motorcycles are concerned.
I'm not anti anything like as far as motorcycles go. I'm anti a lot of stuff, but as far as motorcycles go, I don't care what you do. I don't care what anybody else does.
Yeah. Right.
I don't care what anybody else likes. I was just saying, like for me, not my cup of tea. There's some guys, some older guys would agree with me. Like New Hampshire Chopper Bob. He's a chopper guy. He doesn't have a bagger. Right. He didn't get too old for it. But anyways, I didn't know they were so sensitive. It's weird.
He's inherently cooler than all of those bagger dudes, especially the ones that are on TikTok. First of all, you talk about being a grown man on TikTok. As far as I'm concerned, that shit's, I don't know, man. I know there's a lot of creators and stuff that are in our world, including us. For the record, he sent me like a clip or whatever, or like a screenshot of the TikTok and some shitty comments or whatever. I wasn't even aware that we had a TikTok. I have not, hand to God or whoever, I have never spent a second on that app. Not one. I don't know.
He is not. Yeah. We never really used it.
Yeah. And so I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm ignorant to a lot of this stuff. I haven't seen like really any of the comments. As far as I'm concerned, you should fucking just read some out. Fuck these people. You know what I mean?
They don't watch the show anyways.
If they're just randos, I forgot you said that TikTok isn't really our people or whatever. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Don't even give them a fucking a bit of shot.
A lot of them are like obvious. They're like, oh, well, you don't like putting down real miles. Like you don't ride your bike. I've been through 12 states in 14 days. And a lot of them replied with like, dude, maps of like where they went. Like they had to prove it too. That's why I'm talking about the insecurity here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, lots of fairness too. Like a lot of guys were like, yeah, I said I'd never do it, but here I am. I do it now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Do whatever the fuck you want. But when you get like aggro with me, like what the fuck? There's like, I think a lot of them got deleted because TikTok's a little sensitive about that shit.
Really?
but someone was like, "Yeah, you don't ride baggers because you can't handle it." I'm like, "Yeah, because there's too many fucking bags on it."
That's such a silly thing to say. You can't handle it. A motorcycle?
Yeah, that you don't ride like a lot of very obvious stuff, and then again, just like the same stuff over and over. Like, well, I guess you just like going bar hopping, dude. The fucking term bar hopper is so annoying and played out.
Yeah.
Choppers are not hoppers, dude.
That was something I was going to say. The bagger crowd is saying shit about miles because they assume that chopper folk don't munch miles. And it's like, dude, I know people that are iron butts over and over and over and over again on choppers. So I don't know what the stigma is. I think that's a reflection of their insecurities, knowing that they don't have what it takes to ride a chopper or build a chopper and ride it for miles. You know what I mean? Because I've got a fucked up back like a motherfucker. Straight up. 36, I've got the back of like an 80-year-old. And I ride hardtails, and it's not any more shitty on my back. You just have to set your bike up so you can stand up a little bit if you got a bad back. When you run over a fucking pothole, I'm like Ryno who just eats them. But
Yeah, that's it. That's one of the greatest myths, dude. Is
yeah,
that hardtails are bad for your back?
it really truly is. Like, yes, if you hit a giant pothole, but guess what? If you hit a giant pothole on a bagger or anything else, it's gonna fucking hurt too. Like, you're on two fucking wheels, and the suspension, even good suspension, is like fucking 13, 14 inches. Like, come on. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's just silly. It's just silly, you know, because going into it, dude, I'm not like a controversial figure, you know what I mean? I'm not looking for a fight, dude, especially online. I honestly thought it was obsequious. I didn't think it was going to make so many people so angry.
Yeah,
But
when you said that you were catching some hate or whatever, I was like, honest to God, when I woke up on Friday morning and I saw that was the clip that you chose to post, I was like, cool. He chooses the fucking one snippet of that entire episode where I sound like a bagger guy. So I thought when you texted me saying something about catching heat or whatever, I was like, I assumed it was all of our chopper folk calling me a pussy for saying that, I don't mind a bagger or whatever. You know what I mean? So when you said there was heat, I didn't think it was going to be on you. I thought it would have been the other way
yeah,
around.
it was all on me. It was all like, oh yeah, yeah, if you can't afford one, it's okay. It's like goddamn right I cannot afford one.
Yeah.
Like you're attacking, dude. I'm proud that I don't have any money. That's good. Money's the root of all evil.
That means
if you have enough money to just blow on a fucking bagger, you know?
And if you don't have any money right now, that means you're on the right side of history. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then here's the other thing that really stood out to me about all these comments. Tons about backpacks. Bro, I've never seen a dude on a chopper wearing a backpack.
I have before, but only like when I used to ride my bike to work and I didn't have a sissy bar.
Yeah. A lot of shit too about like posing. Like I'm a poser because I have a motorcycle, but I don't fucking ride it on the highway across multiple states. Like, though I do sometimes. Yeah, long distance riding, fucking what
Go
do you
fuck
do if
yourselves.
yeah. A lot of stuff about like what do you do with the wife and shit like that. Stupid shit. Yeah, they seem to be really high maintenance. But anyways, I just wanted to say because we're all inclusive here. So I just want to take this moment to say that I'm sorry for absolutely nothing. The Lowlife podcast doesn't apologize for shit.
Good man. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, fuck you, bagger guys. No, I'm just kidding. All love, dude. I don't give a fuck what you ride, and you should not care this much about what I ride.
Yeah, for real. Stick to your fucking lane. Just God, man.
The next clip I'll do won't be so
inflammatory.
Inflammatory, yeah. I'll run it by you first. We need a fucking PR person or something here.
No, we don't.
We're not doing that. All right, so that was that. The other thing for shows, sponsors, and shout outs, I just want to shout out. Do you have any shout outs for the week?
I don't have a shout out. I have just a quick note about Clay or whatever.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, so you guys were probably expecting that we were going to be doing live with Clay Crick tonight. What we didn't consider was that Clay works second shift. We usually record certain time, certain day of the week. So we got to figure out a time that's going to work for both of us because he's working right now. We will make that happen, and we will do it at a time that is, makes sense for you guys to jump on and ask your questions and do that live and everything else. So we'll make it work. Just give us a little time. We have to find a day that works. That's all.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one. I'd like to do some more. I think it's a great idea. Was that your idea or Clay's?
I don't remember. I know he was like, "Hey, do you want to have me on? Like, let's do another episode." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I honestly, I can't remember if
I'd like to do more of the lives. Like, that's a great, just a new segment, like show segment type of thing.
right.
Just
Yeah,
do a live stream with someone that actually knows what the fuck they're doing.
yeah. You get to ask the whatever, ask the builder, directly. I think it's pretty cool. And Clay's a super rad, easygoing dude. So, and he's done a little bit of everything. He's built Harleys. He's built crazy shit. He just built that rotary. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But yeah, so that one's going to be cool. And I think we'll have to see how the formatting of it goes, whether or not he can see the questions or, if we have to read through them or however it's going to work, you know what I mean? Check the flow of it, but it'd be cool.
I say we just do it all live,
That's what I mean. Yeah. As far as like the live chatting and stuff like that, and then if it works out and it works out smooth and it sounds good and, makes sense, I think that'd be a really cool thing to do for any of the, like the bigger interviews, especially that we do, you know what I mean? Have a heavy hitter on and have anybody can ask these people questions. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the other show besides our show is our show, the Idle Hand Show.
Mm.
People in the competition are still asking me when the next cutoff is. You can believe it.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I love these chopper guys
Mm-hmm.
and gals. You guys are just so oblivious to everything that's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all walks of life, and I get it. It's like not a lot of people spend time listening to podcasts and on Instagram and stuff. I just, to me, I'm like, what the fuck? I've talked about it incessantly, but I get it. But I still want to remind everybody, if you are listening to the show and you're not like really following along on Instagram or whatever, the next cutoff is January 1st. All right. And the Idle Hands is heating up, guys. There's a lot of people, they're feeling the pressure. Parts aren't coming in. Things aren't working out. Things aren't shaking out how they want. So we're going to see who pulls through. And, it's really, it's as much like building choppers and like your building acumen as it is your stick-to-itiveness and your perseverance. So big ups to the A side and the B side. Just a friendly reminder, guys. We're not only reposting A side shit. This is just one component. If you signed up to be a builder in our show, I'll repost everything you put out, dude. I don't even have to fucking hashtag. I don't give a shit, dude. Like the competition is just one component. This show is about building fucking choppers, dude. So hit us up. Stay motivated. I know it's this time of year. The holidays, dude, are tough. You have to pull money out of your fucking ass, right?
Yeah.
Presents for your coworkers, your family, if you have kids. And it starts next week on fucking Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? That's when people are like, oh shit, dude. It's like a month till Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's a hard time to do this shit. But that's why we did it this way. January 1st, 2026. We're gonna see what the cream is gonna float to the top. Or everybody drops out, says fuck you, and we don't have a show. Which will honestly be a breath of fresh air. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so pumped for the show.
Yeah.
I'm building a bike right now. I'm not in a competition. I'm building my bike for the Idle Hand Show. It'll debut at the show. If it's ready before that, I'll be tooting around town on it, but it ain't going to be in any other show. It's going to be in the Idle Hand Show. It's going to be sitting right out front, and it's Idle Hand themed. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but that's my inspiration for this build is the Idle Hand Show. So whatever that means to me.
Yeah.
It's definitely, yeah, let's just get into, I'll start because
do it.
I started already. so I might as well just roll with it. But for those of you guys that are just tuning in, maybe this is your first episode. Welcome to the Lowlife Podcast. It's the greatest chopper podcast in the history of podcasts. I don't know any others as long running, as fun, and as reliable is the Lowlife Podcast.
You got to start Trump's voice. You got to do an impression because you are so politicky when you go on these little rants. It's so just do it in a Trump voice and bring
I don't know if I could do his voice. I don't really listen to him a lot.
Ask anyone. We're the best chopper podcast that there is.
Okay, I think he does the Ask Anyone. Lowlife Podcast is the best podcast. There's so many listeners. We have the most listeners of any podcast.
We've only sucked Bill Clinton's dick once. It was a thing in college.
I saw a video today. He was like walking. I don't know if it was AI or real or whatever the fuck.
Real.
When he was walking across like the lawn or whatever, the White House, someone was like, "Don't suck any dicks going through the parking lot." That line from Clerks, dude.
Dude, so fucking good.
Yeah.
So good. I love this.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Strange times we're in. But yeah, dude. So this is the greatest podcast of all time. But what I'm building is I picked up a 1969 Jenny shovel and got a screaming deal on it. Immediately sold the swing arm. Immediately sold the fucking 16 Fat Boys that I got on it. I still have the front end, actually. I thought I did sell that, but I still have that. It's just, I threw it in the shed and I was like, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, dude, I've been hard at work. First thing you do, actually, we need to do a chopper series. We were talking about this the other day.
Yep.
You actually had an idea of doing the ABCs of choppers. And I want to do something similar that is kind of like Chopper 101 and the Chopper ABCs. Because I got that shit cooking. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to have another building series because I'm like in the building process right now. And it's all like fresh. You know what I mean? So like first thing you do is get rid of your swing arm. Either you have to hardtail the shit or you have to get a hardtail frame. I got a hardtail frame. Actually I got it off a shout out Alex. What is this thing now? Brains All Over, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah, Brains All Over.
Yeah, Brains All Over.
Yeah, Alex Lang. Speaking of which,
yeah.
Happy birthday, my dude. It was his birthday earlier this week.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, bud. He had an FXS frame that was already hardtailed with a Voodoo vintage hardtail, which just so happened to be the same exact shovel head that I used to have. I got the Voodoo vintage hardtail, the MK50, I think it is, with an FXS frame, you know? So it's like I'm doing the same. I had the same exact frame. So I knew exactly what to cut and where. So I cleaned up the whole fucking thing, cut everything ugly off it, all the tabs, windowed the neck, which sucks ass. If you've ever done that, get good with a carbide burr because you're not taking that metal in there down with just sandpaper, dude. Probably the scariest like 2 hours of my life is having that thing zip around in there and bounce all around next to my face while I'm trying to hold it steady.
Yeah.
So that sucked. But yeah, I got the frame all cleaned up, got all the tabs off, and then I was hell-bent on getting this fucking doing an 18 rear on this fucking thing. And it's my first and last 18-inch rear I'll ever build. It was super expensive and hard to get all the parts. But I got a rim. I think it's some Italian company. It's Bukkake or something like that. Buloco.
I hope
Loco. Starts with a B. Some Italian company. They made rims for like iron heads back in the 70s or something like that.
Yep.
But it's an 18-inch high shouldered aluminum rim. I got a shovel head hub. I actually got two because USPS fucked up and lost it for like a month, and I got sick of waiting, so I bought another one. And then I went to Buchanan, got some stainless steel spokes, laced it all up, trued the tire. I got the Shinko Ultra Classic or something, 270, I think, on the rear, because I had a fucking cheap attack after I spent like hundreds of dollars on the rim and all the hardware and shit. So I was like, I had all intentions of putting another Baja on it because I love the Baja tire, but going in a different direction. Got the Shinko, brought it over the Fat Man's, got it mounted. It's all good. None of the spokes are the right tension. Dan was testing that when he was over my house the other day. He just immediately walked up to the tire and started going bing, bing. And there was like, it was
There
just,
was no bing. It just
there was
went.
no bing. Yeah. It sounded like the microphone stand.
Yeah.
So, but I got it all laced up and now I started, that unlocked the next thing, which was I can fucking start working on like fabricating shit. But I also I rebuilt the girder. Um, got a girder at a swap meet with a 21-inch mini drum and things fucking mint, has all the internals, good to go. I had to rebuild the girder. I learned a thing or two about measuring with a veneer calipers. Ended up buying, dude, by the way, I should put a link in the bio because the set I got was not too expensive and it's fucking sick to have the fraction on it. Because usually I had a digital caliper from veneer caliper from Harbor Freight or some shit, and it just has the decimals and it has the millimeters, and then you have to do all the fraction conversions and shit. And then you're like, you get the nearest fraction, and it's like, oh yeah, it's 82 over 1/8, it's 96, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Where's that? But this one has the fucking actual fraction, so it's like an inch and a quarter or whatever, and it's fucking beautiful, dude. I've been measuring everything.
Yes.
My dick is 4 1/4 inches long, soft. All right. But anyways, I got that all mocked up. I'm waiting on the bars. I think I'm gonna do some narrow Z's or T's, and I didn't tell you.
I like it.
I'm doing an internal throttle. Now listen to this. I'll tell you guys how this turns out. I asked a while ago, like, if you have any internal throttle recommendations, and people came at me. They're like, this one's pretty good. I've had luck with this one. This one's a piece of shit. A lot of people there were specific ones that they're like, don't even use. Me and you, I think we both used or I used the V Twin manufacturing one initially on when I tried on my other shovel, and I didn't like it. I couldn't get it to work right. I fucked with it for like weeks, dude. I couldn't get it to work right. So I always wanted to do the internal throttle, so I'm going to use a different one. But here's what I found out. Okay, I went deep into the forums. I was on Reddit. I was on a Reddit thread, and I found, and I won't name any names, but I'll tell you later, Dan. But someone manufactures an internal throttle, or so they say. They actually get it from another company, and then they just put their logo on it, and then they ship it out. So I clicked the link in this old Reddit thread, which shout out Wannabe Fabrication is in, and he had a link to this eBay seller that makes these, that actually manufactures these and sells them to this other company in dollars.
Wow. Tried and tested?
So I haven't tested it yet. It comes in when this episode comes out. It comes out on Friday.
Good result,
So,
like good reviews anyways?
Yeah. It's the same one as this other major internal throttle manufacturer. And it's from the same place that this other place is from. Because I looked into this eBay seller. It's in the same town, dude. So
shit.
I think it might be the same one, but the difference in price, it's either way over $100 or $39. So for $39, I said, fuck it, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys know where I got it. If you want, just hit us in the DMs or comment on our fucking post and I'll hit you back. But yeah, $39, dude, shipped, free shipping. And it's an internal throttle that has good reviews if it is the same. And again, this is just rumors, okay, on the internet from an old thread too. It's not like something new. So I don't know if it's fucking bullshit or not, but the fucking thing looks exactly like it. So I don't know who's ripping who off or what, but this one was $39 and the other one was out of my price range. So we'll see.
That's good to know. I would give it a shot for $40 for sure.
For $40, dude. Yeah. And I'm doing it first. So you'll get to see if it's a piece of shit or not, or if you can do internal throttles for $39. That's fucking nice. That's like 2011 prices.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Like, that's what shit used to cost back in the day, probably before I got into motorcycles.
Yeah, I would love to do an internal throttle if it works.
If it works, why not?
For sure. Not
But I
having,
ain't spending fucking $500, dude. I can't.
yeah, no, not having that cable, just that sheathing, not having that loop. I do like when people use a little link of chain or whatever. Like I have a little piece of chain that holds the cable, so there's some sort of a mechanism to keep it from flying out in the wind. But if you can get rid of that, I like that.
Yeah, especially if you're not doing a front brake, like, and you have
Right.
nothing up there and it's just
Exactly.
clean. And by the way, dude, if you're doing jockey shift, you have nothing on your bars. You just have the
Yeah.
throttle.
Right.
That's as clean as it gets.
Yeah, man. That's real deal show bike shit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try it out, but I can't have anything on the bike that doesn't work. Obviously, I'm building this with the as a show bike, the best I can do. All right. And I ain't fucking Clay Crick. All right. So I ain't, I ain't getting, I'm not getting invited to fucking Born Free or anything anytime soon. But for me, this is going to be the nicest bike I've ever owned. And I'm going to do it justice. And I'm trying to do all the show bikey shit because I got mad time. And over the years, I've gotten pretty fucking good at building bikes. So I can, a lot of this shit that I used to struggle with forever, I can do like that because I already figured it out. So like I did today, I did wheel spacers. It used to take me forever, but I'll get into some other updates too. But first, I just want to get through the bike shit. I also got the tank and the fender, and everything's mocked up. I got I got the tank on. I got the fender mocked up. I'm just trying to figure out how to mount it. Me and you were talking about all these fancy ways to mount it and shit,
Mhm.
but I think I'm just going to do the old tried and true and just make a bracket because I have the metal and I don't want to spend. The other thing is I can't spend a bunch of money on this, so I'm trying to make everything I can. Um, but the seat, dude, came out sick. It's just gonna be a little Cobra seat. All right, popped up some pics, but there was one little trick thing I was always wanted to do, but I was never able to do, or I just wasn't, I just never attempted it. Was to mount the front of the seat in a down tube.
Mhm.
So I just spun up a nice little tube that fits perfectly in there with my lathe. Yeah, you heard that right, boys. I got a lathe.
Bam, 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 bam.
It's not a big boy. I said, you know what? I don't have the real estate in the shop to have a humongous lathe. And I didn't know I've never lathed. I've never lathed anything. So I don't know if I'm going to be into it or not. But I saw a Vivor for fucking like right over $400, dude. And I had a coupon for it. So I said, fuck it, dude. Throw that shit on the Amazon card. And they shipped it to me like within a couple days.
Mm.
And I hooked it up and it fucking throws metal. I ain't fucking making any of my own parts anytime soon, but I can make wheel spacers like a motherfucker, dude.
Mhm.
And I turned this thing down. The first thing I made on that actually was a bushing for that girder because I was struggling. This is the other reason I bought the lathe is I was struggling. I was like, dude, I need fucking bushing. And it was a very specific bushing size. I couldn't find it anywhere, dude. It was like 1 1/4 outer diameter,
Mhm.
but then the inner diameter was like 1.8 or something. It wasn't like a thing, so I had to make it, and I was like, well, I could just wallow the inside of this another bushing that's close to it out with some sandpaper or something stupid.
Mhm.
But I was like, you know what, dude? I'm fucking sick of this shit. Time to level up. Get yourself the cheapest fucking lathe that you can possibly get. And it's pretty fucking decent, dude. They used to be pieces of shit. They had like plastic gears in them and stuff. And I went through like all the old, like talking about tons of old review videos and fucking YouTubes and shit. And all these people that used to get them, they used to have to upgrade them. They'd make new gears and they'd make new handles and do all this shit. But Vivor, they listened, I guess, because they fucking have metal gears in it. It has like metal handles. And then there's a ton of ways that you can upgrade this thing with like on the cheap. So I haven't done any of that shit yet. I'm just getting the fundamentals down. But yeah, dude, I made fucking bushings, wheel spacers, and that's what I wanted it for. That was all just the shit that it was like, I hate spending money on that shit, you
Yeah.
know? And I hate looking around for stuff like you can't find exactly what you want. Like the inside of that seat post, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, is like 1.2 inches. So inch and a quarter ain't gonna cut it. That's too fat. An inch ain't big enough. You know what I mean? It needs to fit snug. So you got a lathe, turn that shit down, and it's fun to use. It did
That's
break once already, but I fixed it. So I'm happy with the purchase so far.
hell yeah, man.
So, anyways, I'm stoked on that, and yeah, I'm gonna make. I need someone probably that like does lathe shit to come over and like give me like a rundown on shit. I've just been on YouTube like watching people with this lathe work on it and stuff. And these hobbyist dudes, they go nuts, dude. They make their own hardware for this shit. Like you can really build it out to be like something really decent.
Mm.
And they test it and they're like within I don't even know what 1 thou it means. I
One
don't
thousandth of an inch.
Yeah, I know, but like how big is that? Like a cunt hair or something?
Yeah, like a Greek cunt hair. Yeah,
Yeah, a Greek one.
yeah,
Okay. Throw some tzatziki on it.
yep. Like a thicker cunt hair is what I'm trying to say. Not like a blonde.
I've
Not like a blonde cunt hair. Like a, you know what I mean?
never been to Greece,
Bushy.
but Wannabe just came back from Greece, so we'll get his how how thick, Jordan, is a Greek cunt hair?
Yeah, you would know. He's a fabricator. That's a thing.
Is he a Greek? Is he Greek?
I don't know if he's Greek, but he's a
Yeah, I don't
fabricator.
know.
If you're a fabricator, you know the CH measurement system. A blonde cunt hair is much smaller than a Greek cunt hair. And then you got varying degrees.
And you Americans will do anything not to use the metric system.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. One
Yeah.
CH, bud.
So yeah, dude, that thing's sitting pretty.
Yeah,
It's now it's just mounting. I'm making all my own tabs, all that shit, all my own bungs, anything that need any of that shit. I'm not spending any money on. Um, except maybe I do need some stainless handlebar riser bungs. I don't think my lathe is beefy enough to do the stainless steel.
Yeah.
It has a hard time with mild.
Yeah, because you'd have to shave down the outside, then you'd have to drill and tap the inside.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Equipped for that.
That's quite an operation for that thing.
But Bung King, dude, Bung King, shout out to Bung King, dude. They still got shit for reasonable prices. I have that shit sitting in my cart waiting for them to send me a coupon.
Yeah.
But I think it's like $7, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Forever. They're OGs.
Yeah, dude.
Good
They
for
do
all.
good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they have the stainless version of a lot of this stuff too, you know? Like a lot of these builders kits. Actually, I think they took those off the market. I don't even think they have builders kits with all the bungs and tabs and shit in it anymore.
Mm.
There used to be a few out there. But having like, yeah, the stainless stuff is awesome when you're doing exhaust or when you're doing like, or, handlebar bungs. Plus, that would probably take me a week to make with my lathe, even if it was capable of doing it, because I have to figure all that shit out. So
Yeah,
I'll spend the $7.
yeah, that's a pretty important part for one, and for two, that's something that I don't know. I would imagine it would take me at least 3 or 4 tries. With you know what I mean, how recently you bought and started using a lathe, I feel like that's not necessarily something that's like a really easy first timer with no experience job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. One thing though is like with the taps in the tailstock, you don't like stainless is probably harder, but like you can get a good center start on that thing on if you have like a piece that you're like bunging out, like you can just put it in the tail in the chuck and dead center it, like instead of standing over it with your fucking hands shaking, trying to, is it in straight,
Yeah.
fucking up the first couple of threads.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I'm stoked on that. I'm really stoked to learn how to use it. I'm pretty comfortable with it after I think I got it, I don't know, like a week or 2 ago or something like that.
Mhm.
Just fucking around on it. I definitely need like to upgrade some of the tooling, like because that shit sucks, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's the same deal with the Harbor Freight lathes and shit too. You get the kit the stuff that it comes with, but it's fucking barely passable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I talked to a few people about it, but I heard there's some cheap Amazon kits that do fine and a big upgrade from what comes with the shit,
Yeah.
So all in due time.
I hate to say it, but nowadays being a DIYer, even with paint stuff, like I get the whole buy once, cry once, like have good tools, use good tools, do good work kind of deal. But there's so much shit that's comparable that's so much less expensive that it's almost silly to worry about. Like if you're just getting into paint and you run out and go buy a Sonajet, a fucking $1,000 gun, you're crazy. I just did Clay's entire Born Free Texas paint job with Amazon guns, the entire thing, soup to nuts. And I'm not saying it's anything crazy or special, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be crazy, especially with like tools and shit. If you guys haven't heard of Tooltopia, I use Tooltopia a lot. They do a lot of
that.
It's a tool website, but it's like a wholesaler. You can go on there, type in a tool that you are thinking of, and they've got it. And it's cheaper than, and they've got Snap-on, they've got Milwaukee, they've got all the name brand shit. Yeah, dude. It's Tooltopia is the shit. I can't believe it's never come up on this podcast before, but sorry for gatekeeping, I guess. Tooltopia is a good one. But yeah, you gotta work within your means. I think, especially as DIYers, part of it is knowing how to fix fuck ups.
Is it the mechanic shop?
What?
Tooltopia, the mechanic shop?
It's like a Amazon for tools. I can't really see. I'll look into it and we'll post the link or whatever in the description. I can't see. You're wicked blurry for whatever reason.
Felt a little blurry today.
Yeah, it's blurry time of year.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking it up too.
Yeah, they're just saying I regret to inform you that we've made the difficult decision.
Oh fuck! It's closed.
To discontinue. Gate kept till it died, dude.
Dude, that sucks. Oh,
the prices were so good they went out of business.
Fucking blows. All right, well, sorry for that. That was a total waste of fucking time.
That's a lot, Tim. I'm gonna edit this part out so people still go there and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, so don't go there. What I'm trying to say is we got to be good at making things work. I think part of it is knowing how to work around not having the best tools. I have done some real stupid, sketchy things to hoist my motorcycle up because I didn't have money for a pancake jack or a bike table or a chalk or whatever. You know what I mean? There's a certain amount of this that you just got to figure it the fuck out. And if you don't have all the money, you can't have the nicest tools. It is what it is.
Actually, me and you were talking the other day too about doing a tool episode because I don't buy Snap-on. I don't buy the good shit, dude. Like, I don't work on I know cars are different. Cars are harder on your tools for sure. Especially if you're from New England and shit. Like, I just did a brake and rotor job on my cars and I put them to the max, dude. Like I had fucking like lead pipes on the end of ratchets and standing on it and shit to like break stuff off and banging shit with hammers. Like, you're rougher on your tools. Motorcycles, you don't have to be that rough necessarily, but I don't buy expensive tools. I have one Snap-on ratchet. It's a stubby ratchet, 3/8. I use it for everything. It's my favorite fucking tool, and it works fucking amazing. I got it on eBay secondhand, vapor honed and rebuilt it. That's why it's fucking awesome. So secondhand, awesome tools. Yes. Don't fucking go buy a toolbox of Snap-on shit if you don't know how to wire up your bike. You know what I mean? Like, start with the basics and start with shit. But I want to do a tool episode because I found over the years, I've definitely gotten shit from like Amazon or whatever that immediately broke the first time I used it. It was a piece of shit. But I found some, not just tools, but tool brands that I continue going back to that are cheap, definitely cheaper than the American made ones or the some of them are even American made or American based companies, but they make quality tools still. And it's for guys that are fucking broke, dude. I would love to buy all American made everything, but I ain't made of money, dude. And I need some fucking tools. Sometimes you need a specialty tool to get a fucking job done. You know what I mean? And there's no shame in that. And if you have the money to buy only the best, highest quality tools and you're a hobbyist, like you build bikes as a hobby and you can also afford that, are you hiring? Do you need someone? I can do pretty much anything.
Same.
I'll fake it till I make it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
We'll
dude.
work at a goddamn bank, dude. Even though I can't math.
We got calculators.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a tool episode. I'm actually excited about that one because I got a lot to say. I actually want to do a little show and tell, put some links in, and help some people out. So yeah, I think that's where I am. The direction, just to wrap up my fucking bullshit. My inspiration is the Idle Hand Show. So I'm thinking Chopper Carnival, Evil Clowns, Fire and Brimstone, that type of shit, you know? So my plan right now is I want some fucking skinny ass Chopper Flames, and I want to do a red bike. That's all I know. I talked to Dan a little bit about the paint, um, and he gave me some pointers. So I'm just going to look at some color wheels and see what I'm going to do with the accents and shit. And I'm gonna post everything. I'm gonna try to also post every day, at least once a day, like when I do touch my bike. So you guys are like, oh, this guy's not blowing smoke up my sweatpants. This motherfucker actually goes out and touches his bike every day. Um, I want that to be a thing. That's how you'll finish it. You know what I mean? All the way to the finish line, baby. If you touch that fucking thing, doesn't matter if you just do a little bit. If you touch it every day, you're going to get more motivated and you're going to get more done. So I guess that's going to be my New Year's resolution is to inspire people to touch their chopper every day. Uh, it's done wonders for me lately, especially recently. I've been going through a tough time mentally. So it's good to have something to distract me from my inner demons.
For real, man.
Yeah. So I'm stoked on this build, dude. I've never been more stoked on anything in my life.
I know, I can
This
tell.
build, this show, the Idle Hand show, I got a lot to look forward to. So I gotta stay alive till at least July.
Yeah, dude. After that, fuck it.
That I'll die happy man at the end of the Idle Hand show.
Yeah, on that Monday.
Yeah. When someone's like, "Hey, can you help clean up?" and I just keel over and die, and I don't have to do that, that'll be perfect end to my story.
Yeah, for real. Hopefully next week we'll have a couple updates for that. We're meeting with Harley this week, so
true. Yep.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have a couple 2-tree updates going on there.
Yeah, we got a lot to do. We're going to be talking to Rowan over at Harley, and we're going to start talking about sponsors for the shows too. So if you're interested, just keep that in your back pocket. We're going to be reaching out to some people and probably be open to, I don't know how many spots we're going to have and all that shit, but we're working all the deets out. Oh, I did want to say, I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but if you want to be involved with the Idle Hand show, like actually hands, boots on the ground at the show doing something, let us know, right? We got like Fat Man, he's doing the drag stuff. Nobody stepped up to the plate to do the Glizzy Gobbler hot dog eating contest. We want one of those. If you have an awesome idea that you want to do at the show that we haven't talked about yet, and you want to take it on, don't just be like, oh yeah, do a fucking mini bike race and then just put more shit on our plate. No more shit's on our plate. But if you want to be a part of it and you want to do something at the show, let us know and we'll talk and see if it's something that we can put together. Because again, I want this show to be the biggest show in the history of chopper shows. I want it to be so much fun that you can't get to everything. And when you leave, we want to leave you wanting more. We want you to be licking your lips for the Idle Hand Show 2027.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough about me. Dan, what do you got going on? Everybody's dying to know how the new job's going.
The new job's going awesome, man. So right now I'm doing both. I'm doing my gig is aerial tech, mostly mornings, but I'm trying to get over to the body shop pretty much every day, at least 3-4 days a week for this is my 5th week, so I've been doing it a month. I'm tired. It's tough to do both because I'm going out real early in the morning, go do my thing for my current job, and then jet back, hop in my other truck, screw over there, and then do that till 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon. So
it's a long fucking day, dude.
It's a long day. But honestly, man, it feels good. It's been a long time since I've done like steady 9, 10, 12-hour days. It's been a long time. And I don't know, like it definitely, I definitely don't have enough time to go fuck around. You know what I mean? Like I haven't really done a lot of fucking around in the last month because I just don't have time. Which has been good for the finances. You know, I'm not spending stupid money and I don't really go anywhere or do anything anyways. Lately, it's been I'm either working or I'm working or I'm hanging with the fam. And that's really been about it. You know, a couple things sprinkled here and there. But the new job's going fucking awesome, man. It's so cool. I'm learning a shitload. My boss is incredibly knowledgeable. I watched him. So if you haven't seen, I got to custom paint an English wheel for him. He's got the second largest wheel in the state, and he had it all blasted and everything, so it was bare. And I painted that whole fucking thing, soup to nuts. And he's been using it, and he gave me like a little crash course. He's given me some lessons on metalworking and
That's
shit.
so
He
fucking
just
dope, dude.
went and lopped off a piece of 16 gauge sheet steel, or whatever gauge it was, and just starts like beating the fuck out of it. And we'll see how fucked up it is. And he throws it in there, and he's like, "See, this die does this," and whatever. And it's so fucking cool. Once you like the thing I'm learning, and the thing he's trying to drill into my head is like, once you see a car, like the skins, the door skins and stuff, once you see like the metal and how they made it, and you just picture it like as a flat piece of metal, it's like, oh yeah, that's not that hard. Like it's not that difficult. The pinch welds and shit, and like I don't know. It's just not. It's becoming less and less voodoo. Like for me personally, thinking about an English wheel or a planishing hammer or dollies or spoons or any of that stuff beforehand was like, that's an entire industry on its own kind of thing. And that's an entire discipline of its own. You know what I mean? And I'm not there. I'm doing a little bit of Bondo work on some relatively finished things usually. You know what I mean? And I'm certainly not doing any metal work per se. So it's really cool to get like a quick crash course on that. There's definitely an expectation that I know more or less what the fuck I'm doing, and I do it and I don't fuck it up. And that's great for me because I kind of work really well under that pressure where it's like, these cars that we're working on, you can't fuck up. You can't, and it's something that I've learned that my boss will say is like, you can't have a bad day here, because one bad day, you'll be dealing with that bad day in 6 months. You know what I mean? Like if you don't meet your end of the deal for this day, and you don't do this right, you were sloppy, you were sick, you weren't paying attention, you had shit on your mind, blah, 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 and you fuck up this one part and you don't do it right, it's going to haunt us down the line. You know what I mean? And it's going to be on us, and it's a lot of fucking money to play with. And so it's cool. It's definitely like, as far as painting stuff, I've painted plenty, like enough to definitely keep me satisfied. I've primed a bunch of shit. I painted that wheel. So it's cool. It's keeping me engaged as far as that stuff is concerned. I definitely miss throwing tape on stuff, but I'll get back into that once I get things a little more swinging and things are making a little bit more sense. My main job should be slowing down anytime now. We usually go through a little bit of a lull through the holiday seasons. I'm hoping that'll give me a little bit more time. I've got a couple ideas burning in my head that I really want to do, but I've been in a real rough spot with the pan, just getting the motivation and the time. Cause like I said, lately it's just been a lot of family stuff, which I'm loving. It's been awesome, but just getting the motivation, like I'll walk by it and see it looking at me and I'm like, fuck, I know soon. So I think it was, what was it? The day before I came up and saw you, I had you echoing in my head, touch your bike every day kind of thing. And I had a minute. So I was like, fuck it. My big thing right now on the pan is body work and molding. So I went out there. The way I try to do aesthetic shit and like the custom shit and paint and whatever, I try to have an idea in my head, and then I try really hard not to go look at references, not to go look at what other people have done and how they did it and, whatever. So I'm trying to come up with something completely just based off very loose ideas that I've seen. You know what I mean? I'm trying to come up with my own thing. I'm trying not to just go, okay, he did a scallop like that, I'm going to do a scallop. So I'm going through a couple different iterations. I had an idea that I thought I liked, and then I didn't.
You're not pursuing that one anymore?
No, I'm not gonna do the dripping thing. I had this idea where I was gonna make it look like the bike was melting, like subtly, not drips, but more like if you took a big chocolate bar and set it out in the sun, how a chocolate bar would kind of slowly start to like sag and melt. That was my idea, mainly because of the color that I'm going with on the bike. I've already mixed the color, more or less. I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit, but I have a plan for paint. And I'm sticking to it. It's all gonna be one color, other than some highlights and some lowlights or whatever. But the overall, the bike is going to be one color. I'm not doing anything crazy on this one. I'm not doing any flames or whatever. But I'm struggling. I have a really hard time with the mind's eye stuff. I know I've said that on here before. I have a really hard time picturing what something's going to look like before it's done. So even what I'm doing right now is I'm taking cardboard and I'm kind of coming up with a rough idea in my head, and I'm taking the piece of cardboard and putting it up to the gas tank and going, okay, this is roughly where I need to cut. And then I make this one dimension, and then I make a second, whatever. And I'm building out cardboard, and then I'm building it out with tape. And I put tape, more tape, more tape, more tape to give it some structure and to kind of refine a little bit of it and shit. And you can kind of smooth out some edges or whatever. So I was going to make different spots on the bike have like little like sags in it, you know what I mean, and have it look like it was melting, one here low on the tank and one here high on the tank on the other side, and then the same on the oil bag and on the fenders and shit. But then I remember that the oil bag's chrome and I'm not painting that, so I can't do that. The fender that I have on there right now, the sidewall is only yay big, and I intend to have a Cobra seat that goes up the back of it, so there's not going to be much of that there. So I don't know. I don't know how I can do that and make it tasteful. You know what I mean? I seem to go overboard with shit like that. So I'm trying to keep it small and realistic. The one thing I want to do is change the shape of the gas tank. Not drastically, but that's my end goal, is to change the shape of the gas tank that's on there. And what's on there right now is a mid-tunnel wasp. There's nothing crazy about it, but I want to actually alter its general shape in some form or fashion. I think I'm kind of coming up with an idea, but I don't know. It just comes up to me getting time to go out there and fuck with it. So,
that's the tough part. That, I'm the same way. You gotta really gotta see it,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't some people can just visualize it and then make it happen. I have to trial and error it.
Yep, for sure. Even doing it with the tape and all that stuff on there, I have a hard time visualizing it. I have to hold myself back from going and grabbing a can of black spray paint or something and spraying the whole thing just so I can kind of see what it looks like all as one piece.
Right.
Metal tank with a bunch of yellow tape on it. I don't know. I still have trouble processing that. So yeah, I don't know. I really, really want to do it. I don't know. I want to try and I want to make it look like body lines. I don't want it to look like molding. You know what I'm saying when I say that? I want it to look like a 60s Corvette has very certain body lines. You know what I mean? And it's got four wheels, it's wider, it's got more dimension and angles and stuff. But I want to figure out how to do that on that OEM frame. I just think it would look really nice, everything kind of tying together as a body line. I don't know. We'll see what comes out. You know what I mean? But at that point, I just need to more or less decide what I'm going to do and then start actually putting metal down. And I'm going to have my boss give me a hand with some of that stuff, with some of the forming and some of the welding on it and stuff like that. I'm going to TIG weld everything. I'm not going to MIG weld anything as far as this molding shit's concerned. It just takes too long to fucking, for one, I'm going to burn through it a million times, and it just takes too long to fucking knock it down or whatever. I'm going to have him TIG it and then just body work it, I want my body work to be I want it to be sharp. The bike's going to look black in dark lighting, and then it's not going to look black in other lighting. So as we spoke about last episode, a black or very dark bike is going to reflect everything. So I want my body work to be shit hot on this one. I want it to be fucking up there. You know what I mean? So that's the important thing for me. I'm still battling what I want to run for a front end because I've got that Bone Orchard and I think it would look so good on there. And I think as a show bike, I feel like that lends better than the stock length wide glide that I have on there now. I really, 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 really like the stance of that wide glide. So I think I'm going to just shave the lowers, polish those up real nice, and I send them out to Jordan out there, wannabe, and have him do some funky shit on it. I don't know. But I'm also rolling around the idea of painting them. So I know a lot of people hate that, but I think if I were to paint them the same color as the rest of the color of the bike, I think it would look really good. I think it would match really well.
Yeah, if it's a good paint job. Like, I think it looks shitty when you paint stuff that's not supposed to be painted. Like when someone paints like a rocker box, or
Yeah.
they paint like the engine in the frame,
Yeah, with
you
plastic.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, or plasti dips to like black it out. But like, yeah, dude, if you do a good paint job, that would look dope, dude, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. So, that's probably where I'm going to head with that. Another thing too, and I'd love some advice on this from anybody out there who's done this. Because I'm going more show bike with this, I'd like the engine to look a little nicer than it does currently. Rocker boxes are good. They're chrome. I have some brand new D-rings that are also chrome, but the jugs, and then I think a little bit of the bottom end. So right now they're the black paint, whatever. So some of it's flaking off, like on the cylinder fins and shit like that. It's not a great look. There's a little bit of the tarnished aluminum poking through. So what I'd like to do is sandblast that shit, or, whatever, media blast, soda blast, something, and either leave it blonde if it looks good or redo the paint. But what I don't want to do is entirely disassemble that engine. So if you have any bright ideas, if anybody out there's got any bright ideas on how to do that, safely. I don't want to fucking grenade the bottom end of my fucking panhead because I had a bunch of media blaster get in.
What about soda blasting?
So that's what kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if that's a viable option, but I mean, I
have a soda blaster. We try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I wonder if that would work
forever.
Yeah, I don't know. But if anybody out there's done that before, like I said, if we can just make it blonde, that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. With a uniform finish, I just don't want tarnish. I considered polishing, and then Ryno was like, "You ain't got to polish that shit." You right? I ain't. I don't have time for that shit. I'd have to have started already. I will do that someday, but not right now.
Yeah, I think I just thought of it because we were talking about it the other day, but I soda blasted a motor. That's why I got the soda blaster back in the day.
Yeah,
it worked.
Did you didn't take it apart?
No, this is when I first got into motorcycles, and I think it was on my first bike, because same thing. It was like paint chipping off. I was like, at that point, my first bike I was like, I'm not taking a motor out of a bike, a running bike. It'll never run again. So I just plugged everything up real good, anything that had a hole in it, and then you soda blast it, and it just rinses off. So you don't have to even really worry about it getting into like the hole, any holes and shit, because it's supposed to pulverize when it hits the substrate. So because it's just baking soda basically.
Right.
And then there's just like some white stuff you can kind of hose it off or blow it off or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not super aggressive. So that's the only thing, is if it's like mine, if I'm remembering correctly, it was flaking off. I just blasted it, which is compressed air and baking soda essentially, and made a fucking mess. I did it outside.
Yeah.
So there's just an option. We can test it out on something, see if it even still. I haven't fucking used it probably in a decade. So
yeah. So and then if I do that, that means I got to clean up the transmission too, and all that stuff. So hopefully, for the most part, the like fabrication and shit is done on that bike. I'm still gonna be doing some fabricating to it because I'm gonna be doing some molding or whatever, but the assembly of the motorcycle is done. Except I think I'm gonna end up trying to make, as silly as this is because I have them and they're already tacked to the frame. I have the prism mids. I think I'm gonna try and make my own. Just like real simple, welded right to the frame, fucking little You know what I mean? Mid pegs. So I think I do want to do like some. I want to do like some low mids. I don't want to be riding like this. I can't do the knees and the breeze shit. So I want to do like some mid pegs. I don't know. And figure that out, and maybe some linkages and shit. But yeah, as far as assembly wise, I'm almost ready to tear it apart again. I just need to.
Do you have forward controls on that right now?
Yeah, they're forwards. Well, not. They're forward mids. You know what I mean? They're not like the stock all the way up at the front like boot boys. They're the mid pegs that come up like the generator style that come up. The controls, the prism controls are forward of that. You know what I mean? So they're not full mids. They're not underneath your ass.
Oh, yeah, right. You got the prism ones. So yeah, I know exactly what that looks like.
Yeah,
because I had those on the shovel.
Yep, wraps around the primary on the left side, or around the compensator, and then wraps around the nose cone on the front. So they're kind of in between, and they're nice. They feel decent, but yeah, I also got to figure out the bars on that because I have I don't know. It depends. It depends on the front end. If I stay with that wide light front end, then those bars are it. They're staying the Oxford bars. So yeah, and then I got to figure out lighting. I have a tail light, but I'd like to church this up a little bit more. So I think I want to do some Frenching on this bike. I want to do a seat. I think I might actually try and make a seat on this one. But at the same time, I want this to be really nice. And I know that my first seat's going to suck ass. So it's either going to be very, very, very simple, and I'm literally going to buy the seat that I want, more or less, and then cut the fabric off and use that as a template and then make my own. Probably what's going to happen. I'm not about to try and learn upholstery right now. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's not something that I feel like I'm even going to like doing. You know what I mean? So I want to
try it again.
I want to know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee that being something that I really stay interested in and want to do like a lot and try to get really good at. So if like right off the rip, if I'm like, this looks like dicks, then it's out because I want to French my seat in. I want to French my tail light in. You know what I mean? I want to do some nice shit with this.
I think upholstering a Frenched in seat is actually going to be easy, dude.
You're probably right because you're hiding.
The hardest part is doing the side skirts and getting it underneath and shit. If you just have to worry about the top and you're just like, you can just fucking wrap it around and shit, like, dude, it's easy to make a pattern. You want diamonds or you want pleats or any of that shit's easy to do.
Yeah. True. Yeah. And that's the other thing too. I don't know. I don't really know what I would even do. I'd probably just do like,
and if it fucking sucks, you just send it out to get upholstered, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah. No,
a few upholsterers.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. So yeah, that's always an option, but yeah, otherwise, man, I think I'm going to try and do a bunch of shit. I would like to have done all the tabs. I did a bunch of the tabs and shit already. I did the exhaust mounts and whatever. So I guess I did do a lot of the fabrication out of shit that I made myself, but I might play with like I don't know if I'm going to stick with the fender either. Honestly, I've got that 6-inch trailer fender on there. I like it. I like the way it sits. I don't know. I just feel like for one, I kind of want to try and make a fender. You know what I mean? If my boss will like just let me fuck around,
that'd be dope, dude.
Guide me. You know what I mean? Or alter the fender that I already have or something. Like I mentioned fender the other day and he took a piece of sheet steel and he made a fender in like, I swear to God, half an hour. Not like
that would be cool to be able to know. I would say, you know, you got a little downtime.
Right. For sure.
You're gonna make a fender.
Yeah, for sure. So it all kind of depends on time, you know what I mean? Because right now I'm trying to do both of these jobs and I'm trying to really make an impact at the body shop and the ground running with that shit. So
dude, that's fucking insane. Dude, like right now, obviously you don't have a lot of downtime to go fuck with your bike. You know, back when you had one job, you went in early and you got out relatively early, you know, before the kid and shit got home, you know, wife. You have time to fuck around in the garage. But yeah, dude, 2 jobs, 14-hour day, 12-hour day or whatever. It's like you're exhausted at the end of the day. You don't fucking go out in the garage and work more.
Yeah, and now it's cold. My propane heater's still down here in the basement. I haven't even dragged that thing out there yet. And
dude, Talking about the cold, man, I just fixed my fucking pellet stove yesterday, dude. I've been freezing my ass off.
Fuck.
I fired it up this year and no dice, dude.
Mm.
So I spent the last fucking week fucking tearing apart my pellet stove and repairing it, and I just got it working yesterday.
It's always fucking something, man.
Yeah.
Always
And that's
something.
not cool. Chopping a pellet stove is not cool as chopping a fucking old Jenny, dude.
Yeah, dude, I had to do a bunch of yard work and shit today. I had to hang some lattice because my dog keeps escaping, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be doing this shit. The little tiny bit of free time that I have, I don't want to be doing this shit. But
Yeah, dude.
gotta get done. You gotta fucking prep your shit for winter around here, you know?
That's why I'm saying, man, like this time of the year, it's like, yeah, the holidays and shit, but dude, preparing for winter is like a full-time gig, you know? And
And your
then
health starts to decline like automatically. It's yeah.
but yeah, yeah, you're getting sick and shit. Kids are bringing shit home. Like, and then you have a bunch of kid stuff too, you know? Like, I got a fucking birthday party and a fucking craft fair and fucking this and that. And it's like, I got other shit I got to do too, you know?
Yeah. Connor's
I got to
starting
give
back.
the snow blower a tune up, you know? I got to fix my plow truck so I can fucking plow.
Mm. Yeah. The list is never ending, man. I envy you,
It
dude.
sucks.
Every time I see that you post that you're doing shit to your bike, I'm like, fuck, man, I love it. It's inspiring, but I get jealous for sure. Fuck, I miss getting home at 10:30 in the fucking morning and having 10:30 to 3 pretty much every day, to go fuck around and whatever. So, but I'm gonna start squeezing some shit in. I barely sleep anyways. I'm gonna sleep a little bit
Yeah.
less. I got to get some
Yep.
shit out of my brain. You know what I mean? I'm at that point where I don't have any motivation to do this shit, but there's so much shit going on in my head because, like you said last week, you're always stressing your bike when you're building it. Like, I don't know. I agreed with you 100% when you said that. Like, you're always subconsciously stressing about it, regardless, whether you're really into it or not. So I'm subconsciously stressing about it. And I know that it's my ideas that are holding me back from continuing, just like you were getting held back by, your wheel and your hub and blah, blah, blah. It's my own head that's holding me back now. So it's like, I got to get that shit figured out so that I can move forward. Because once I start having ribs or whatever on there and I start to see it take shape, and especially when I start to do it out of metal and I start to weld it onto the fucking thing and I start to form it, I'm gonna be right back into it. I know I am. Right now, the last thing I'm gonna do is go touch my cold ass
It's
butt.
just like stoking a fire. Like the word stoke I use all the time because that's what it is, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Stoking a fire, you know?
Sure.
Poke that motherfucker. Throw a piece of wood on it. Throw some kindling in there. Get that thing roaring, you know?
And another thing that Ryno and I rediscovered, I think, this past week, I went up to his place earlier this week. Just have a homie come over and look at your bike with you and go through it. Pitch your ideas to them. Let them pitch some ideas. Now, I'm the first person to admit I fucking hate when motherfuckers, you're in the middle of a build and you start talking about it and somebody goes, you should do this. I hate that. Don't fucking tell me. Now that you've told me that I should do that, I'm not going to out of spite. I fucking hate that. Don't tell me what to do with my bill. You know what I mean? And maybe that's my own shit. But walk around that bike with your homies. Just let the ideas flow and just fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or things that you might be caught up on or whatever. Put a second set of eyes on it, and they might be like, "Oh, dude, bang, this," or whatever.
Or even get you thinking about like things you haven't thought about yet. Like when you came over, you're talking about the headlight. I haven't fucking thought about where I was going to mount a headlight,
Yeah,
you know? And then
yeah,
that's just another thing. Like, dude, I'm at the point now, if I'm in my car, I'm driving around, I don't even have the radio on. I just think about my bike. I
yeah.
just think about like, maybe I could use that part that I have, or like, oh, do I have to, like how do you just figure it out? You're just driving around instead of fucking distracting yourself with our stupid podcast or some other bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Be in your own head. Work that shit out.
Yeah, I agree. I'd recommend that as well. I've done that where I'll literally go, all right, 20 minutes, and I'll turn off a podcast or the music or whatever. I need 20 minutes to work through this, and not necessarily just chopper shit. Like I need to figure out, oh
Anything.
fuck, I gotta accomplish this task. How do I work on that? And I'll just pause my shit and give myself 20 minutes. Like this, bang, done, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yep.
was thinking like, man, I'd love to give up like social media and all that shit for a while,
Yeah,
Just turn it off, delete it, and fucking just focus on real world stuff because you forget, like I grew up in a generation we didn't have fucking cool electronics, I didn't get a smartphone, dude, until I was like fucking 28, you know? Like it's weird now being like this all the time. Like you fucking don't even realize you're doing it. And it's so much cooler to be like, let's just raw dog life for a little while. You have that time where you have that reflection time in your car. I get it in the garage, like I don't listen to music or podcasts usually, because I get a little touch of the ADHD, it's too distracting. I have to like kind of stay focused on what I'm doing, especially when there's like fucking metal spinning, sparks flying and shit. I don't want to lose a digit, you know. It's a good time to like just fucking be peaceful. It's kind of like Zen, you just fucking, but again, it's just like changes you're like, hey, that was really helpful. That was really good. I should do that in other areas of my life too. And that's how you work stuff out. Stop with the fucking distractions and stop distracting yourself all the time, and get focused. But don't hyper focus either. Have it's supposed to be fun. So just like it was great talking to you. And again, I'll echo your sentiment about getting with your buddies and shit and just chopping it up. Just fucking be around, just being around bikes, dude. Like if people come over and I've never had like we've actually, I was gonna say not that effective shop nights, but we actually get some shit done when we get the boys together. Um, there's plenty of fucking around too, but like we get some shit done. You know what I mean? Like you can get some shit done if you're like, let's get some shit done. Um, you just have to get the right people. You know what I mean? Don't get just any fucking don't invite your fucking drunk uncle over because he just wants to drink. Get your buddy that's like into bikes that cares about you too. That cares about what the fuck you're doing and is interested in what you're doing too. And have them talk about shit.
Yeah.
Get spitballing. But
just literally us walking around, we must have done 50 laps around your bike. If we had a time lapse video, it's just us going wee around and bending down and looking at
dude,
this.
we're doing figure eights around all the bikes.
For sure. Looking at each one and comparing and fucking coming up with crazy ideas and all sorts of shit. So that got me jazzed. And like I said when I was leaving, I was like, I need you to come over and do the same thing with me on this panhead. Just around it with me a couple times and we'll bounce ideas off and something will click. You know what I mean? Hopefully something will click or you'll point out something that I hadn't seen or whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is like just being able to like see it and touch it and bounce it, like because like the front end, like I was like, oh, of course, put the Bone Orchard Springer on it, you know what I mean? But then it's like, well, that's not what your vision is, you know what I mean? And that's cool to be like to just throw shit out there because especially with your boys, they know what you got, they know what you're capable of. They're not just like, well, just buy a new one, buy a brand new Springer and fucking put it on there. It's like realistic help is nice,
Yeah, when your friends know that you don't have the money to go to Taiwan Ted's or to go find an original
or Tooltopia now,
or
fucking closed.
That's crazy. When you don't have fucking OEM panhead part money, it helps that your friends keep you realistic and there's other ways to accomplish everything that you want to do. You know what I mean? And that's something actually I wanted to add to last week when we had the question of like a piece of advice that you give to younger generations. I would say try to come up with your own stuff. Don't get bogged down on what has already been done and what hasn't been done. That's another side of this coin, right? There's a lot that hasn't been done yet or hasn't been done a certain way. And all it takes is for you to look at something with no preconceived notions and go, how do I make A and B become one? And someone's going to have an idea and it's going to spark something. And your set of skills and your experiences and your likes, your interests, your whatever are going to generate something that no one's ever seen. And that's how innovation happens, right? So try different shit. Don't let people tell you, hey man, don't do that. I had plenty of people, and again, I'm not saying anything about my fucking builds, but I had plenty of people who told me that when I was building the scythe, the two scythe blades that I have on the front of my frame, I had so many people tell me, don't do it. They're going the wrong direction. It looks weird because they're going forward and they're not going backward with the momentum of the bike, right? Just like if you have flames, the flames have to start at the front of the bike and go to the back of the bike. Fuck that. They don't have to do shit. Nothing has to do anything. They have to do exactly what you make them do. It doesn't
make me.
Yeah, I put two.
What the fuck you want?
Yeah, I put two big sharpened. They're literally sharpened to a 40-degree knife point. Like two, they've made me bleed. I've got scars from them on the front of my bike. I fucking love it. Does it look, born free level? No, but I think it's sick. I fucking love it, dude. My little weird Grim Reaper thing. I got two fucking blades on the front of my fucking bike.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you're the one sitting in the fucking garage smoking a butt, looking at your bike, being like, I like that motherfucking thing.
Yeah. Don't let other people, and that ties in the you should do this. If I were to meet somebody who's just getting into this, I would say, I assume at some point someday you're going to want to build your own motorcycle. Don't listen to the people, or listen carefully. You know what I mean? Listen at your own discretion to all these motherfuckers. As soon as you start building, they're gonna be like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. There's people on Clay's page talking about his rotary bike that he just built, going, you should turbo it, you should do this to it, you should. And it's like, bro, you do that. That's a great idea for you. You know what I mean? You should paint it purple, or you shouldn't paint it purple because purple is fuck off. If you want to paint your bike purple, paint it fucking purple, man. I don't give a. That would be my.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody influence what you want to do to your motorcycle. If it comes out and it's fucking ugly, you'll probably hear about it. But if you love it, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Or as Ryno always says, you're not born cool. You got to have a couple ugly bikes. You got to build a couple ugly bikes.
Rite of passage.
100%. You got to fucking plasti dip your whole first bike. The first one you get, you have to. They should come with 16 cans of black rattle can. That should be, you know what I mean?
If you buy a fucking XS 650 from the 70s, I think it's state law that you need a bunch of at least 6 cans of flat black.
Yep, for sure, dude. Absolutely. Fucking all the nonsense shit.
Dude, that shit looks so bad. I had a buddy that he financed a Fat Boy. And the first thing he did was cover the entire thing in plasti dip. Handlebars, risers, didn't even take them out, dude. Like, just like one ride, that fucking thing looked like a fucking a fucking scab, dude. That thing was disgusting.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. That's another word of advice to a newbie. Stay the fuck away from plasti dip.
Yeah. Don't even use that shit on your tools, dude.
No. Nope. Don't do it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have as far as updates are concerned. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it. I got to get over there. Maybe this weekend. Maybe if we have some time, go do a few laps around the Panhead.
Well, yeah, dude.
I'll tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do with it.
Perfect. But that's, again, your discretion, right? To consider the source. How about that?
Yeah.
Consider the source.
Yeah, dude. Cool. What do we got? Oh, I guess closing thoughts. I was hoping maybe we can start this next week. I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I think you're going to love it. We did the playlist thing for a while, but I had an idea.
Yeah.
Album recommendations. Recommend an entire album each week.
I'm sorry, you just glitched out hardcore. I didn't hear a word you said.
Can you hear me now? Oh. Am I back?
Hold on. You're back. I think you're back now. You're gonna have to say that whole thing.
It just dropped. All right, I'm back.
I think you're back. Yeah.
Okay. Album recommendation.
Okay.
Every week, full album. What do you recommend? And then someone can just go. I'll put it in. If you send me the link or whatever to the Spotify, we'll just put it in the show notes. And then you have a whole album that someone can listen to, because it's wintertime. There's lots of time when you're going to be lonely in your garage by yourself and you just need a fucking cool album to rock out with. I thought it'd be cool if it would be like something that you were listening to that week. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that, because I only had one like mental note for this week. And until I realized we were at an hour and a half, I wanted to do like, what are you listening to right now kind of deal. So that's fucking perfect. And I have one for you, because this time of year, there's only one thing, and I know I'm breaking the rules here because I'm under 200 pounds. I shouldn't be listening to this band, but that's the rule. I would suggest a fucking album. Go listen to Crowbar. Just go listen to Crowbar in general. The band Crowbar. It is Crowbar season. Period. I haven't listened to anything but Crowbar in a while. So
Crowbar. Okay.
Yep.
Send me the link after this because I want to check that out.
I will.
That sounds like that's a great band name.
It's heavy. It's sad. It's I don't know. It's as good as it gets. It's so fun.
Is it hardcore? Heavy, sad hardcore?
It's more toward like I'd call it more doom metal almost. It's like you'll see. It's like it's really hard to describe, but it's just, dude, it's so the lyrics will cut you in fucking half. Like it's some of the saddest. It's like if you're gonna bleed out in the middle of winter type shit, it's Crowbar. If you're slugging it out in the cold and the weather affects your daily mental health, Crowbar is where it's at. It's just gonna dig you so much deeper into that hole, and you're gonna be so much more bitter and angry. It's just, dude, it hits the fucking spot. Give it a shot. If you're not into Crowbar, go check it out.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right. I'll be listening to some Crowbar this weekend. Here's one I wanted to recommend, just because this is what I've been listening to. I haven't listened to it in a long time. Action Bronson, Bon Appetit Bitch, from way back when he had a shaved head, big fat guy. Dude, this fucking album, 2011. It's like 35 fucking tracks. And
is that the one with Baby Blue on it?
No. This one has like Eastbound and Down, Amoosh Boosh. Dude, Amoosh Boosh. Yep. Some of the best fucking this. You'll be listening to this shit and you'll be like, oh, this is before he started doing all the fucking corny shit. This is before he got famous. 2011, dude. It's so similar to Ghostface. It's like, that's like my milieu, but go check it out. Bon Appetit Bitch. It's a fucking banger album, and there's just so many fucking tracks, dude. So I've been listening to that. You can just throw it on, and you got like fucking 3 hours of just the craziest analogies.
Yeah, he's got that shit down. For sure.
All right. There's your fucking music for the weekend, guys. I had a fucking great night. It's always great catching up. Me and Dan, usually, we talk a lot, like, through text or, sending each other memes and shit, but it's really hard to get time to just sit down and talk about shit, because when we're doing the show, we're cramming it in, It's like, all right, I'm off work, the guest's coming in, Dan's eating a fucking cut up hot dog with macaroni and cheese, running down the stairs, trying to get here for 6. It's hard week to week. So this was a good one. We weren't stressing out about the time. And guess we'll shut her down.
Right on.
Until next week, Low Lives. Get in the garage, touch your bike. It's yearning for you. Get in trouble. Have fun. Never stop chopping.
Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay Strong Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, and the hotter than hellfire Lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Co. Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man. for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steel work right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to tamers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today. Beck Built Fab. Dustin is the plug for excess chopper parts. That's why we call him the Metric Man. Drum disc brakes, mid controls, hand shifters, foot clutch, modded worm gears, intakes, and more. He can do any fabrication job, weld repair, upholstery, or even maintenance. Check him out at beckbuiltfab.com.